In this video, we're going to find out if today is the day we get to A+. Hey guys, and welcome along to another video. If this is your first time here and you like watching all sorts of GT Sport related stuff, subscribe now and click the bell icon so you get notified of every video I upload and you don't miss a thing. Today's video is the next video and potentially last video in our beginner to winner series. This series documents my journey of going from a controller with assists to a wheel without any and trying to achieve my ultimate goal of becoming an A+ ranked driver. So make sure you stay tuned to the very end of the video to see where I eventually finish and whether we make it to A+. So the strategy I'm going to employ for this race is going to be a no stopper. Now that's quite tough to do. We're in the McGann Trophy, we're in Group 4 in Daily Race C, so we've got to make this tank of fuel last 8 laps. But more importantly, we've got to stay out of trouble as there's already some bumping going on. As I say, we've got to stay out of trouble here because I'm not actually racing anyone. The only thing that I'm racing is the laps remaining gauge in the bottom centre of the screen. Nothing else matters other than staying out of trouble. So I'm going to spend as much time as I can behind people in their slipstreams and in 6th gear, as you can see there, because I anticipate that people are either doing a one stop if their car can't reach the end, which is going to bring us straight into play, or they're going to do a no stopper and they're not going to be managing their fuel. They're going to get sucked into racing, which is going to eat all their fuel up, and then towards the end of the race they're going to have to do as much fuel saving as possible, which means they are going to slow right down, especially on a circuit like this, which has got a lot of uphill sections. So anytime I can, I'm going to get into 6th gear, as you can see, and I'm also putting the fuel mix all the way down to 6 wherever possible. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I'm on the downhill section, well, to be honest, I do it when it flattens out at the very top. That's the only part of the racetrack I'm going to do it in, but I'm not going to lose too much time doing that then, but I will save a little bit of fuel. And as you probably saw at the start, I put the fuel mix right up to 6 as well, so that the engine didn't rev up when we were doing the rolling start process. But all this fuel saving that I'm going to try to do is going to be all for nothing if I crash into these guys or get punted off, which at this track, and to be honest at all the tracks, that is a real risk that at the moment, so close to A+, I'm not willing to take. So I'm going to sit in between these guys' slipstream here. As you can see, the NSX is going to fly up the inside. I don't want any part of that. As I said, we're not racing these guys because I anticipate they're going to be coming in. So we're just going to stay away from them. If they want to battle, so be it. We're just going to keep our eyes on that fuel gauge. The only problem is with that fuel gauge is I can't see where anyone is because I haven't got the zone map on that I would normally have. So I'm a bit worried about that at the moment, but everything seems to be fine. At the moment we've got 7.5 laps left, and we're about on course at the moment, but still we're going to burn as little as possible while staying in these guys' slipstream where we can, so that if we need it at the end of the race we're going to have enough fuel to go and either make up some places or defend the place we have, because again the overall goal is to get that A+, so I'm going to race to get that A+. So as we come up and over the crest here, you're going to see that I'm going to change into 6th, move my fuel map all the way over to 6th, the leanest possible setting, whilst being in the guy in front slipstream, turning it back down just as we enter what I call the corkscrew. The NSX there gets pushed out a little bit onto the gravel there and has a massive moment. Luckily we managed to avoid it and it doesn't collect us, and we're back again in this guy's slipstream. I don't know if he knows it, but we're going to use him for all he is worth. Have a look at this as well. Keep your eye on the red dot here as I get the rear left onto the grass there and have to go full opposite lock to save that. I was really happy I saved that. That would have been absolutely disastrous. We've lost a bit of time to the guy in front, but again, we've got to stay disciplined and make sure we do not burn all our fuel by racing back up to trying to keep up with them. So we start lap number 3 here. We've got 6 laps to go and we've got 6.6 laps of fuel left. So things are looking good at the moment. We're about half a lap ahead of schedule. So we've got half a lap in the bank if we keep going the way we are to use whenever we need it, as I say. And looking at the guys in front, they're looking pretty racy, so they're either coming in or they're not doing that good a job of saving their fuel. They're getting sucked into the racing, whilst they should only, if they're on a no stopper that is, be worrying about how much fuel they've got left. We come across the line to start lap number 4. We've got 5.4 laps of fuel remaining, so we've got about half a lap in the back burner. As you can see, we're up behind an NSX. He had some sort of issue, I don't know what went on, but the Brit in the Renault got ahead of him and we found that he was the next one in line. But that's fine, we're just going to sit and use his slipstream just like we did the Renault. He's looking like, to be honest, he's going to be on a one stopper because he goes mega wide there. He looks like he's racing as much as he can, and look at this, he's just going to dip that rear left on the grass, under braking, so the car carries straight on under braking. He dipped his rear left onto the grass and round he goes, so that's one less guy for us to worry about. So up to 10th now, ahead of where we started, so we're in the positive points, I think, anyway. And also I would expect this lap for people to start coming in, so we're going to get a better picture now of who is in the race in terms of a non-stopper and who we're going to have to be careful of in the closing laps if they are on a one-stopper. Rejoining the action on the final corner here. That guy is just pitted, the German there. He is an A+ ranked driver, so I imagine we might be seeing him later. So it's really important to stay consistent, keep an eye on that fuel. We've only got 4.3 now, so we've actually been a little bit ahead of the curve we need to. So we've only got 0.3 of a lap to play with now, as we've got 4 laps left. But as I say, we don't know how everybody else has managed their fuel, so I'm hoping, I've got everything crossed, they've done a poor job. The telltale sign of whether someone is saving fuel or not is going to be coming up this hill, or to be honest on any long straight, because they're going to have to be early shifting. I mean, we didn't early shift there because I want to get the momentum up the hill, but I will early shift on the other parts of the track. And I have a funny feeling that this guy ahead, the fellow Brit, is going to be fuel saving. As you can see there, I ring out 4th gear here as well, because I think it's really important to keep your momentum going up the hill, because you just lose so much time. Yep, he's definitely not wanting us to get past, so that's fine. We're just going to flick up to 6th gear. Haven't got an opportunity to go to the lean fuel mix at this point because I'm looking in the zone map there. Sadly, you can't have both at the same time, but we're just going to sit behind him for now. As I said, we are a little bit behind the curve in terms of how much fuel I want remaining, so I'm going to stay behind him for a little bit longer, and then if the opportunity arises, we'll make the move. And I think it will probably be, as he runs a little bit wide there and misses the apex, I think it will be on one of the straights where he has to fuel save. Let's see if anybody else pits as we come into the final corner here. Yep, we've got another guy who's pitting, so that should gift us, yep, and it has done, 8th place. Coming across the line to start lap number 6 then, we've got 3.3 laps of fuel left. Oh, he's braking a bit late, this Brit here. He really is trying to not let us through. but I've got to resist the temptation of racing him and maxing the gears out, because again I've just got to think about how much fuel we've got left. So I'm going to keep it nice and smooth here, make sure I'm hitting my apexes, make sure I'm staying in his slipstream here. Look, he's going defensive again, changing nice and early, getting into 6th gear where possible. Coming right down the gears in 3rd. I will ring this part of the track out because I think it's really, really important, as I said, to get up the hill. But again, he's defending. I don't know if he knows that we are just using him at this point. I'm waiting in eager anticipation to see when the penny's going to drop, because I really do think he's not doing a very good job of fuel saving. Up into 6th gear again, fuel map over to leanest, stay for as long as we can in his slipstream without compromising our entry into the corner. As you can see there, he's compromised his own entry, so he's lost himself more time because he didn't get all the way across over to the left. So basically he'd given himself a more acute angle to get round, which has lost him time on the way up the hill. I think he's fuel saving anyway, because we can hang with him while we're in 6th. Again, he's going to the inside. He's going to go a little bit deep again, missing another apex. Wow, he really does not want us to pass. But as I say, I think the penny's going to drop real soon, and he is going to have to start fuel saving. He's driving too quickly and too irrationally not to be. As somebody else comes in there, so we are now going to be all 2 people come in, so we're now up to 6. So this battle is going to be for 5th. Look how much time we're now making up on the straights. This is telling me that he's definitely worrying about his fuel. Let's see how we get on as we come down the hill on this next part of the straight. If I can stay with him, I think we'll be able to make a move. So make sure I brake nice and early, get the apex correct, and watch this. Even though I'm shifting early, barely halfway past the bar, not even past the bar there, up into 5th, then up into 6th. Yep, he definitely burnt all his fuel off. Yeah, he's going to have a little run at us, but again, we're going to give it a little bit of beans all the way up the hill to make sure we just get that gap between us. Make sure we get our apex in here, but just watch him, he's going to drop right off. And we're still in okay position here, so we've got about a lap and a half left. We're about a minute of the way through the lap. We've got 1.8 laps of fuel left, so we've got 0.3 laps still in the back burner, because I think we might need it, as I've been keeping eyes on the German who was in the McLaren, who is on a 1-stopper, who may, once he's overtaken the Brit, you can just see him there in the rear view, is going to come and hunt us down. So let's have a look, because I think it's going to be a matter of when, not if, that pass is made, because we know how slow that guy is on the straights because of his fuel saving. Now he's dropped right off to almost 1.4 seconds there, and there you go. So the McLaren there, the German in the McLaren, who is an A+ ranked driver who we mentioned earlier, is going to be on a 1-stopper, so naturally he's going to be much faster towards the end of the race here. We've got 1.3 laps of fuel left now, so we've got a little bit in the tank, but I think you're going to see, as we still have to shift early, it's going to be a case of the tortoise and the hare here, and we are unfortunately in this situation the tortoise. But we have come up from 12th place all the way up to 5th as it currently stands, and there were 4 S ranks in this lobby, and there are also, including the guy who's hunting us down currently, 3 A+ ranks. So I'm not gonna risk putting up a fight. If he needs to go, then I'm just gonna let him go, because even if I take home a 6th, I think I still will get the points I need to get over the line and get that A+ ranking. There is no point fighting it, getting into some sort of squabble. There's a higher risk of an accident, and I could end up off the track and fall right the way down the field and then not get the points I need and fail our overall objective. So looking at the bigger picture, as I always do, if he comes for us, we're just going to let him go. Let's see how much time we lose here. Oh wow, look how much time he's gaining on us as he's able to open up the revs there whilst we're still having to fuel save. And you can also see the guys in front, we're catching them right up. We've taken loads of seconds out of the guy in fourth here because he's obviously gone a bit too eager on the old loud pedal. But our immediate concern here is the German. So keeping our eyes on the rear. If he goes up the inside, yep, you go mate, that's fine, just please make the top corner. Yeah, just about. There's a little bit of contact, but that doesn't matter. We've now got 3% fuel left. This is why I saved some, because it's come right away now. So we're really on the last two bits. We've got 2% left, and I'm happy to bring home a 6th place. I'm going to sit in this guy's slipstream, but then it looks like he is going to run out of fuel as well, so we're going to have to take evasive action. We come home to take 5th place. Brilliant. All the way up from 12th to 5th. I'm hoping that we've done enough to get to A+. So as we have our 5th place confirmed here, let's get on with it and see if we finally reached A+. And there we go then. So we actually got to A+. After 129 days, which was when I did the first video on the Beginner to Winner series, and 38 episodes later, we are finally at A+, with a driver rating of 52,000 points. Now if you want to have a laugh, I'll link in the description to the very first Beginner to Winner series video. I think it was a Group 4 race when I was around Dragon Trail. I was in a Viper and I just span and I came dead last. I think that was even the name of the video. So if you want to see how far I've come, or you fancy binge watching the entire series, I'll put the link to the very first episode in the description below for you. So mission accomplished. And to anyone who thinks that they can't get to A+, let me be an example to you, because I am really not the best driver in the world. Have a look at that first episode and it will show you how bad I was. If you practice, and put your mind to something, then you can achieve whatever it is you want. So guys, that is it. Not just the end of this video, but the end of the Beginner to Winner series. It seems a bit weird now that I don't actually have any series to bring you guys, so I guess I need your help now. Let me know in the comments down below what our next mission can be. I really want to hear from you, what you want to see from me, what challenges you want to see me doing, what level you want to see me reaching. Let me know in the description down below, and let's get something else going. But for now guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video and the series as a whole. If you did, please hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks again so much for watching guys, and I will as always see you in the next one. Cheers.